you. So we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to another edition of Nonprofit Vitality Council on Zoom. Maybe someday soon we'll be meeting. We can hope. We're going to record this, so we have it for the folks that couldn't make it today. And before we hear from one of our presenters, I wanted to go ahead and go around the room so everybody could introduce themselves. And I'm just going to go around as I'm looking at it from corner to corner. So we're going to start with Peggy Lawson. You're muted. Peggy, you're muted.
I'm Peggy Lawson from the Market Builder.
Thank you. Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson with the Mesa Veterans Resource Center.
Bob.
Bob Nelson, Communications Director for the Mesa Chamber of Commerce.
Mesa.
Melissa Forrester, United Food Bank.
Keith.
Keith Lawson with the Market Builder.
Jackie.
Jackie Taylor, Save the Family.
Thank you. Jenny.
Hi, I'm Jenny Hildebrand from Grace United Methodist.
Thank you. Linda.
Linda Haskell,
Hi.
Director of Membership Services, Mesa Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you. TJ.
Hello, I'm TJ Rant with Mutual of America. We help nonprofit retirement plans.
Thank you. Sandra.
Sandra Macrae with Catholic Charities.
Thank you. Preston.
I'm Rustin Shara, Community Affairs with APS.
Kristen.
Kristen Harvey with Jewish Family and Children's Service.
Thank you. Linda Lopez.
Hi, I'm Linda Lopez with Save the Family.
Thank you. Rex.
Rex Kimball with NPO Musketeers.
Thank you. Kevin.
Hi everyone, Kevin Frost with Standing 360 Virtual Tours.
Thanks. Mark Young.
Hi, I'm Mark Young from Mesa United Way.
Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica Emmons from Cigna.
Maureen, we're going to skip you for a minute. Mark.
Mark DeStassi with House of Refuge.
Scott.
Got Sealy Trifecta Communications and also work with Impact AZ Coalition Profits around the Valley.
Thanks. Denise.
Denise Carter, Director of Overflow Missions.
Thank you. Nadia.
Nadia Kaligi, Mesa United Way. Hi, lady. Hi, everybody.
Thanks. Ray.
Ray Villa with Community Alliance Against Family Abuse.
Thanks. Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura Bodie, Director of Community and Civic Engagement with the New Leaf.
Thank you. Sue.
Sue Wilcox with Park University, and I'm joined by Karen Cadbury, who's also with Park University.
Awesome. Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda Zink. I'm with Public Affairs for self-driving technology company Waymo.
Awesome. Thank you. Joe.
Hi, Joe Tansel. I'm the new Executive Director with Paz de Cristo.
Awesome. Welcome. Okay, my screen's moving. Abby.
Abby Schroeder with Senator Martha McSally's official congressional office.
Thanks, Abby. Okay, I think we got Scott. Okay, Scott Coleman.
Here's Scott. I'm with the Program Manager for Mexican.
Okay. My screen's moving. Did I get Anita? Must have. Okay. Did I miss anybody other than our?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm trying to get my video, but I'm not sure why my video, even though I have it on, doesn't seem to be on, but that's okay. This is Anita Rangaswamy, and I'm on the board of the Arizona Interfaith Movement Organization.
Awesome. Welcome. All right, Dave, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to watch the room because it looks like we've got people going in and out.
Excellent. Well, welcome everyone. It's a big crowd today. Excited to hear about all of your updates.
we try to bring a little bit of prepared programming for each of these Zoom call sessions. Today, we're going to hear from Cigna, who has an initiative that they're getting ready to launch here. I think it's nationally. And so, Maureen, I don't see where you've gone. And you're there somewhere, I'm sure. Maureen, I'm going to kick it over to you. Maureen's with Cigna, and she's helping run the grant program here in Arizona. So, Maureen, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys are working on, and we can talk about some of the things that United Food Bank and you and us are already kind of working on, talking together.
Great. I got kicked off video somehow, so I'm trying to get back in there. So I'm just on the phone. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Okay, perfect. Apologize about the video piece. We use WebEx at Cigna, and so for some reason Zoom is never very friendly for us. But I am actually, I work out of our St. Louis office. I'm part of our Enterprise Civic Affairs Foundation and Diversity and Inclusion team. And Michelle Berg is our local lead for community engagement. But she had a conflict, and what I do is I support the west side of the country with our foundation investments and charitable giving initiatives. So I partner closely with Michelle on the Phoenix and Arizona market. And so we just wanted to share a little bit more information on our program that we have. It's called Healthier Kids for Our Future. The program actually launched in 2019, but we're rolling out phase 2 of the program right now, which is why it's relevant. So in short, the Healthier Kids for Our Future program, it's Cigna's flagship philanthropic endeavor, and it is a 5-year, $25 million commitment to youth in the U.S. And some international markets as well. Aligned with 3 of the UN Sustainable Goals, and those 3 are no poverty, zero hunger, and good health and well-being. And so in alignment with those, in 2019, we launched the food insecurity programming for Healthier Kids for Our Future. And last year, we invested over $4.5 million to local grantees around the U.S. and several grantees in the Phoenix area as well. For food insecurity grants. And then what we're doing now this year in 2020, we are still funding food insecurity grants, but we are now launching the mental health piece. So what that entails is right now through September 30th, we are accepting grant applications for programs that focus on mental and emotional health. And the target areas for those for youth are loneliness, anxiety, depression, and suicide prevention. So we are funding nonprofit organizations who have programs in those areas. Our grants are programmatic in nature. We are also working with local schools as well, directly to partner with nonprofits to bring those resources into the school. Similar that we did with the food insecurity piece. I think I saw United Food Bank in the meeting, so we are partnering with them on food insecurity locally as well for some of our schools. So the Phoenix area is actually what we consider a cohort target area for us in this programming. So when we launched this program, we picked 14 cities across the U.S. to invest extra resources and funds, and Phoenix is one of those areas. So we're definitely looking to receive grant applications from the Phoenix and surrounding areas in food insecurity, but strongly in mental health is a big focus for this year. And so I don't know, Sally, I think that Michelle may have attached the grant announcement to an email. I don't know if that's something after the meeting, perhaps you could send out. In that email, there's a link, or in that announcement, there is a link, a web address to our website, which has both the food insecurity as well as the mental health grant applications available. So any questions? Oh, go ahead. Sorry,
I was just going to say, we can send it again. I think Linda sent it out already.
Okay,
she's
perfect.
nodding yes. Yes, so
Okay,
if everybody doesn't have it, we can certainly send it one more time.
Perfect, great. And Michelle can answer any questions. I can, obviously as well. I serve as kind of a liaison between our foundation funding team and the Phoenix area. And if you are considering applying and you would like to have a conversation with us first and just kind of talk through the application, what it entails, as well as what youth mental health programming you have, and we can kind of guide you on if it's a good fit or not. But we do have $5 million this year to award across the U.S. in that area. So any questions from anyone about the Healthier Kids grant announcement?
Maureen, I was just going to make some comments. This is Dave with United Food Bank, if you can't see.
Hi.
We started this conversation, I think, with you guys middle of last year, which has been great, helping identify a target school in one of our local school districts, and how to look at how do we measure success as we go through the process. And the coaching has been great from Cigna. So if you're interested in applying with them, I encourage you to reach out to Maureen. Maureen, you want people to reach out to you directly?
Sure, they absolutely. Sally, I think you have my email address. If you want to share that, happy to be a contact for sure.
Yeah, I'll put it in the in the chat box for folks to be able to reach out to Maureen. She's been very helpful along this whole way. We're hoping to get something pulled together here. I think we've made a lot of progress, and then get something to pull together to put in a grant application for you guys to consider. So encourage folks to work. They really want to do stuff in Arizona. We, I think, are targeting one school together. And so there's lots of opportunity out there for anyone.
Awesome. Yeah, Dave, I actually think I talked to your grant writer today. So
Good.
We're definitely getting rolling with you guys, which is great. So yeah, Phoenix is a big market for us and wanting to give back and funnel charitable donations and grants. So, certainly if your organization or if you know of another organization that might be a fit for the work that we're doing, please, feel free to refer them and send them along. It is an open grant application, so anybody can go out there and apply, but we know that, resources can often be limited, and always happy to walk people through the programming and what we're looking for before they dive into that, grant application. And we will, so the deadline for this round of grants is September 30th, but we will open another round probably January 1. So the program goes on for 5 years at least. So it's not that if you miss this round that there wouldn't be an opportunity after September 30th to apply again.
Very good. Any other questions for Maureen? Thanks for planning a good investment into our kids in Arizona, Cigna. Appreciate it.
Thank you all for having me. And I know Michelle might hop in later if I know she was tied up. But again, just feel free to email me or contact me if you have any questions. Always happy to talk through it. And I know, Michelle is very knowledgeable in the local area. And so she's been great from that aspect of bringing these partnerships forth. And then I'm, the expert on kind of the foundation side and the grant. So absolutely willing to talk to anybody who's interested.
And we've put Maureen's email address in the chat box with the name of the grant program you can reference with the deadline. And Maureen will get you hooked up with Michelle. Thanks, Maureen.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Good.
Thank you, Maureen.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey, Sally, you okay to kick it over to Joe over at Paz de Cristo?
Yeah.
Joe, we want to welcome you. We've met via email already. It's great to see your face. You're far better looking than Arlen was, but we miss him already. He's Arlen, you have big shoes to fill there, Joe. Arlen is a legend in our community and has done such amazing work with a very difficult population. And kudos to Paz for the many years of legacy service that they have given to the Mesa community. And we're excited to support you in the work continuing at Paz de Cristo. So in any way, please introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. Thank you so much, Dave. Well, it's wonderful to join you today, and I'm so excited to be here at Paz. And I've only known Arlen now for about 4 months, And I am very impressed with Arlen. He's done a tremendous job here over the last 8 years. But I'm not entirely new to Paz de Cristo. I actually was involved 32 years ago when the organization got started, and I built the shelving in the little pantry that was outside of the kitchen area. And they then made the meals in the kitchen and then brought them over to another location to serve them to the guests. And so Paz has come a long way. And it was a godsend for me. It was a good timing. I was ready to retire from a career in public service with Maricopa County. I worked 14 years in healthcare, and then I switched over to the state and worked another 14 years in project management with DES. And so I know all about serving the poor and the indigent and the less fortunate. And I think my career has kind of positioned me well for this opportunity. So I hope that I can do justice to the work that those that have served here in the past. And I look forward to working with you.
Excellent. Anybody have any questions for Joe? Welcome to our group. Nothing.
Glad you're aboard.
Here we go. Jenny, did you have something?
I said, I'm just glad you're aboard, Joe. We need someone there to fill Arlen's shoes. That's not always possible, but we know that the board there is strong and they made a good choice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Joe, didn't I hear that Arlen's going to actually stay on as a board member?
Yeah, he's not gonna let go so easily. You're absolutely right, Sally. So he got started on the board and then he filled in temporarily for the outgoing executive director, and 8 years later, he's now going back to the board. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great for you guys.
I think he really wants to keep his eye on me. And
And Joe, in the not too distant future, I'd love for you to come over to the food bank, give you a little tour about how things work. You may have been here already, you likely have.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, talk about what your needs are and how we can help continue.
Thank you so much. Look forward to it. I know you're obviously a huge partner with us, so thank you.
Of course. Very good. All right, anything else for Joe? All right, thanks, Joe. A few things, I'll give you a couple of quick updates from a food bank standpoint. Sally, I think you're going to talk about some of the distributions happening in East Mesa. Just real quick, we're still seeing pretty flat numbers of around 1,700 or so each week. United Food Bank we're going back to one distribution a week at the convention center starting this Friday, the 10th. So we will not do a distribution on the 8th at the Mesa Convention Center. We think we can handle those numbers fine on a Friday. And instead, we're going to move some of our volunteer activities into the Mesa Convention Center to create more social distancing in our volunteer programs, where we'll build emergency food bags over there in the convention center for a little while. We are starting on Wednesday. So no, we're not going to abandon Wednesdays altogether. We have just signed a partnership agreement with Wells Fargo Bank. We're going to be using their branch location at the corner of Gilbert and University. It's about the 1800 block of East University Drive to do a food distribution every Wednesday evening from now till August 26th from 6 p.m. till the food runs out. So we're targeting the neighborhoods directly around that branch location. There's some of the higher poverty addresses that were near a branch location with Wells Fargo. So they're going to let us use that facility. We're going to utilize their drive-through, just like you drive through the lanes at the bank. And we'll load food in folks' trunks to maintain social distancing. And so we'll have that distribution on Wednesdays and Wednesday starting July 8th, and it'll run through August 26th, every Wednesday from 6 p.m. until we close. And then on Fridays, the distribution at the convention center runs 7 a.m. till around noon. or until we run out of food. So we typically make it all the way till 12 or so, but don't always. And so it's important that people come early. Sally, I think it's 2 days a week out in East Mesa, Thursday morning and Friday morning.
Actually, Mark is here. He's on the call from House of Refuge, so he should give an update. He's definitely got better numbers than I would.
Welcome, Mark.
Hello, Dave. Thank you very much. Actually, yes, we do it 2 days a week, Thursdays and Fridays, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. here at House of Refuge, which is right next door to ASU Polytechnic. And we've been building up the numbers to about 125 or so a day. And we have City of Mesa who helps us out, and then Midwest Food Bank who helps us out. So it's Thursdays and Fridays, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yeah, and the product for most of these distributions right now is part of the Farmers to Families Food Box program, which is repurposed food that's typically going into an institutional setting, like a school or other feeding institutions. A lot of schools are not in session. As you know, a lot of the restaurants are closed. Some of this is food that normally would go through that process. It's getting redeployed into these food box programs. That's the product we'll be distributing at Wells Fargo. I think that's what they've been doing out of House of Refuge. We also use it to supplement what we're giving away on Fridays. We've done a couple of distributions at Native American reservations with it as well. So it's really nice stuff. So if you have people that really are looking to supplement their pantries, this is mostly perishable items instead of the non-perishable items. So it's dairy and milk and cheese and butter and cottage cheese and string cheese and yogurt and all kinds of fun stuff on the dairy side. And then and then it's just like a variety of vegetables and fruit on the produce box side. So there's usually a couple of different boxes. Is that what you guys are handing out, Mark, a couple of different boxes? Or is it just the produce?
Yes. No, we have the perishable, with the produce, and it's really good product. And, so we get that like the morning of, and sometimes we'll get, milk and other things. So it's really good product. And then what we do is we supplement when we can with some other things to make sure that there's at least a meal or two, literally, that if there's pasta, there's, some type of sauce or something like that. So we'll supplement as well. But between the non-perishable and perishable, it's really a good complement of a product for people.
And just FYI, right now, the federal government has funded this program through the end of August. And so those boxes are available in the community at least until that time. I think on the books, they have a couple more rounds of it. Not sure if it will happen or not. So if you have folks that are food insecure, right now, there's really no reason why anybody should be in a situation where there's food insecurity. There is a lot of food that's working its way around the community. And so let's just make sure we get it to people that need it. Appreciate our partners that have done that. Jenny, you have a comment?
Yeah, that's right across the street from our church. Are you going to need any volunteers, Dave?
Oh, actually, that's wonderful. Maybe. So we're going to do the first one tomorrow. We're going to bring quite a bit of staff so we can get a good idea of what it's really going to take. We're not using any TFAP, Jenny, so it's all farmers program. So we don't need to do any sign-ins. So we're anticipating it should go pretty quickly. We're only planning for about 300 tomorrow on the first round, but we think that'll grow at least to 500 by the time we're done.
Well, it might be a little fast for me to get people for this week, but
yeah.
I might come over and just see what's going on and see if we can help you out.
Please do. That would be wonderful. I mean, we definitely could use some volunteers, I think, going forward once we kind of get it figured out. We think it's going to be pretty simple because we don't have to do any sign-ins. It's basically Mesa PD is going to do traffic control for us. So once we get people going through the line, I think it will go really quick. We should be able to process through 300 cars to 500 cars in an hour easily.
Well, and you've got that whole Goodwill Old Fries parking lot there too. So
yeah,
we've got a lot of space.
Yeah, we reached out to Goodwill to make sure we don't step on anybody's toes down there, and so the property managers are all aware of what's going on there. So, and we do have restroom facilities that will be available to people. So it should be a fairly comfortable volunteer experience. It's just going to be hot. So can't do much about that. So thanks, Jenny. Let's talk again next week, okay? All right, anybody else? Can we go to Mesa Can real quick? I thought I heard Mesa Can on the call. I want to hear a little bit about rental assistance and how that might be going.
The rental assistance from Arizona Department of Housing is still going slow. We've got like 3,000 applicants, but the folks are still not inputting all their documents. We've got volunteers calling ahead of us trying to get them to do that. So by the time to get their documents in, so our case managers can just deal with the case. And that is being a major issue. But we're trying to get all those done. A lot of them have not even submitted. We had one family didn't have any documents in. They didn't even submit the case, and they were in draft status and wondering why we weren't contacting them. That's just computer knowledge maybe from the ADO program.
So is the holdup on the applicant side? So maybe we need more cases.
A lot of it is, yes. Now we have just a few case managers that can actually work with the each individual case. So that's why we've got the volunteers working ahead, trying to get call or email the clients to get their documents loaded. And hey, by the way, do you know you're just in draft status?
Wow. Okay. Because we're heading towards, there's an article in the Republic about rental assistance ending here, both on the federal and state levels at the end of July. The 23rd and the 25th are the 2 days. And so it's this issue we'll need to be cognizant of. Jackie, what are you hearing about that?
So as I mentioned a few meetings ago, Save the Family was going to be getting funding from the City of Mesa for eviction prevention. We also have some additional dollars for rapid rehousing to keep people stably housed during the pandemic. So if it's okay, I'd like to send Linda, I'll send you a couple of flyers that we have on that to get out to you all. And we would really love to serve anyone you know who might be in need.
Very good. Anything else about any kind of rental or food assistance happening in the community? Okay, Sally, let's go back to you to talk a little bit about the economic, some of the economic development assistance for small business and other things that are happening in the community.
Actually, I asked Bob if he would give us an update because he's actually been working on our proposals, so he could probably give a better report than I can.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, there he is.
Communications Director for the Mesa Chamber. And Sally's absolutely right. We've been working on a plan with the city, not just us in conjunction with a number of organizations are working on a plan with the city for what they're calling the phase 2 of the Mesa Cares program, which is the small business technical assistance piece. And the real benefit of this part of it is that this sort of phase 2 is really designed to educate and empower and give our small business community the tools and education and knowledge that they need, not just to survive COVID, but maybe even to thrive once we're back in a situation where they are able to do so. So this phase 2 has a number of different components for it. And it all starts with our small business owners going on to the Mesa Cares website and filling out a form of interest. Unlike the first phase, which was the financial phase that they had, and they did have some limitations on that, there are a lot fewer limitations on what businesses can apply for this assistance. And so if you know, or you guys yourselves want to take advantage of this, just go in and fill out the form with what it is that you're interested in receiving. There's a number of different sort of skills-based, assistance-based with legal assistance, assistance-based with technology assistance, a large number of different areas that you can get assistance that's subsidized by the city through CARES money to receive. The city will then go ahead and sort of parse your request and get you connected with an agency that will assist you with the item that you're interested in. So we at the Chamber are working on a couple of different areas. We're working on some technology training that would give small businesses that maybe do not have the skills that they need using computers, using software, the opportunity to get kind of brushed up with everybody on that. We're also working on some legal assistance, and we're working on some marketing and SEO website-based assistance as well. So the choices, it's a pretty wide range of different program options that you can choose from. So I strongly recommend, even if you don't feel that your organization could use that assistance, go in and take a look at the application, because I think you're going to find something that would benefit you to take advantage of. And then as sort of an add-on to that, there are a couple of focus areas that the city has kind of specifically asked to shepherd for them. One being PPE, so personal protective equipment and cleaning equipment, and the other being signage and sort of signage, banners, kind of things. So we're working on providing some options to businesses that are in need of those items, to be able to get those items quickly and easily. So happy to answer any questions that anybody has on it. I would also refer you to the Chamber's YouTube channel. We just launched a webinar with Jay O'Donnell, who's an assistant economic director for the city, where she kind of gave a high-level overview of the program. And they're also working on a kickoff for the 15th, I believe, if I remember correctly, where they will kind of officially kick the program off as it is. So.
Bob, it looks like Kevin Frost just put the link for everybody. So
thanks, Kevin.
It lists out all the technical assistance offerings. It's a great program. I mean, if you don't take advantage of some of these things, I mean, they're free, and you could come out, some of these businesses could come out on the other side of this a little better than maybe they went in if they, needed legal advice or some consulting or cyber or, I think there's 33
yeah,
different things to choose from.
There's a ton of opportunity there to really elevate your game, even if it's just, the idea is that it's for businesses that have been impacted by COVID, which is pretty much everybody. So, they're really kind of giving everybody an opportunity to say, hey, I want to strengthen this part of my business, or I've always wanted to kind of get stronger on this piece, but I don't know how. This is the opportunity to do that.
Right. And the signage and the PPE is specific to COVID. So no, you don't get a huge fancy flashy sign for outside, but you do have opportunity for signage if it relates back to opening your office or your facility, and it's because of COVID that you need signage.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they were even talking about even getting the lettering and things to put on the floor to help with
decals,
distance,
correct,
kind of stuff involved as well.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and we found out today they're waiving the permit fees for anybody who's putting new signage up, because typically you'd be paying permits. So I think that'll probably end up going through at least the end of the year, if not longer.
Very good. Any questions for Bob?
It looks like there's a couple of things in chat. Mark Young, you posted a flyer. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I think you have to click on it to make it open up, but Mount Calvary Baptist Church over on 1700 Broadway in that area is having a food distributions tomorrow morning at 7, all fresh produce and fresh meat and stuff. So if there's some folks that'd like to take advantage of that as well, just letting you know.
Great.
Yeah, so if you haven't opened that flyer, Mount Calvary hosts, is it a Baptist church? Mount Calvary Baptist Church? Wednesday, July 8th at 7 a.m. So that's tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. 1720 East Broadway. Looks like, Mark, that's some of the Farmers to Family food box stuff that they're getting.
No, they actually received that. I don't remember. I talked to David today. They received all of that from a grocer.
Oh, okay.
So
very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks for
Well,
sharing.
Mark, will that be ongoing for them, or is this just a one-off?
I don't know the answer to that. It felt when I talked to him today like it was a one-off, but they may be doing it like monthly. I'm not sure.
Okay, cool.
Very good. Thank you. All right. We had a couple
Looking
things
around the Zoom going, okay, who's got stuff going on?
I was just going to point out a couple things in chat. Scott Coleman talked about utility assistance as well as rental assistance. So there's food, there's rent, there's utility assistance that's available out there. Kevin posted a link to current offerings for technical assistance in our Mesa Cares. So lots of good resources out there that we could circulate to those folks in need. Let's open it up a little bit. There was somebody I wanted to...
Abby, do you have any updates from your office?
Just a couple quick things. If you guys haven't already seen, PPP, not PPE, has been extended through August 8th. The Mesa Chamber hosted the US Chamber, who did a really great job also breaking down the different forgiveness technicalities and things like that you guys might be having questions about. Feel free, if you have any kind of federal funding questions, to shoot me an email. I have compiled quite a swath of resources and information in helping break it down into simple terms. Other than that, just keep letting us know what you guys need. If you've been hearing the whispers and whatnot, the talks of a next stimulus package are still happening. So we can't help if we don't know what you guys are facing specifically. So I've had different conversations with people about different changes, but if there's something that you think we should know, feel free to shoot me an email and I can get your needs and information to our ledge team, as those talks are as fluid as everything is in 2020.
Hey, Abby, can you put your email in the chat box?
Doing it now.
And Bob, would you mind putting the link to the video that we did with Jennings from the US Chamber in the
I'll
chat?
do that right now.
Okay, thank you. That really was a good call. He explained a lot about you know, kind of the status of PPP, and it was interesting. I think there were some good updates. I know a few of you might have been on that call even.
Okay, well, let's open up the floor then. Sally, was there anything else on our agenda we wanted to cover today?
I don't think so. Linda, did you have anything?
I just wanted to reiterate that I did send a message out that if I've missed anybody and not sending the Cigna grant information, please let me know and I will redo that. I'll send it out as soon as this meeting is over. So.
Thank you.
I see, Mark, it's been a while since you joined us. You want to give us an update from the Mesa United Way?
Yeah, we're wrapping up our Vitus season over the next week. We've had lots and lots of clients. I don't know if Larry's still on here, but the Vet Center has some new people involved, and they're doing some good work over
Hiding.
there. What's that?
He's there. He's hiding. He was low.
Yeah, that's all right. Helen's has been serving folks. When the coronavirus cases spiked again, we stopped taking donations for a while. We'll wait until that RT Live number gets back under 1 before we start that up again. We are working on some additional virtual fundraising events. I personally have been really kind of hoping this would get over. Today was kind of okay, this is going to be the new normal for a while, so how are we going to function? So we're kind of working through that and still getting quite a bit done. So we would be interested in partnering. I don't know, Elite Hazeltine's working on this with 12 books. We worked in the schools to do literacy training. That's off the table for a little while, and the schools have their hands full. But if you work with a group of young people that could use some help with reading, I'm adjusting some of our staff so that they can have 2 to 4 hours a week to volunteer to do Zoom reading classes with kids. All of them have been fingerprint checked and background checked. If you or an organization that has children that could benefit from something like that, if you'd let me know, then I will shuffle you through a lease and we'll work on getting some volunteers to help with that. That's it.
Very good, Mark. Thank you. Hey, Rustin, you ever have any good stuff for us? APS, not a lot of APS customers on this call, but I'm sure you've got some interesting stuff you're working on, bud.
Sure. Well, thank you for the opportunity. We don't have any customers in the city of Mesa, but we do have certainly customers throughout the state of Arizona and a lot of customers that the United Food Bank feeds. So I want to thank you for putting our E3 crisis bill and limited income assistance brochures and a lot of the food bags that do make it out to Pinal and Gila and Apache and Navajo counties. We serve areas in all of those counties, so we have customers there. Just remind folks that, during these high heat months, we're not disconnecting customers. We're working with customers that are having difficulty paying their bill on a one-to-one basis, businesses and residential customers alike. So you can contact us, and we want to find ways to make sure that we can work with our folks when they're having difficulty paying their bill. And then we have a number of other special programs. We've talked a lot about healthcare today. One of the things that we do as a company is offer a discount, a medical discount, for those that have home oxygen, for example. So one of the innovative programs that we're trying to work out, which I think you'll see more about as we move into this year, are working directly with hospitals to make sure that patients that are leaving with oxygen have an opportunity to know about that program and see if they qualify. So we have crisis bill assistance programming in the summer months. We do all of that to make sure that customers are taken care of, and we want to keep the lights on, and of course the air conditioning flowing so that the customers are comfortable. A couple other things since we're talking about health. I didn't mention it on the last call, but we do have a great program for our field employees. We had a partnership that we started 3 months ago with Arizona State University, where we're actually testing our field workers at our Ocotillo power plant over in Tempe, right by the campus. And it was very eye-opening for us to work and change the way that we have been working as a company and be an industry leader there. So you can rest assured that when you see APS employees in the field, not only are they going to physically distance and be wearing masks, but there's an excellent chance that they've already been tested for coronavirus as part of our normal practices as a business now. So a lot of different things that we're doing to keep the community safe, keep the light on, and that's in addition to our regular community giving. So thanks for the chance for the time today on the call, and appreciate it.
Hey, Dave, can you give an update on the hydration donation campaign?
Melissa, are you still on? Melissa, have you been tracking that?
Yes. Sally, would you like to announce what Eastmark did? Our biggest, newest, wow. They help us out every year. Their goal was like 12,000 bottles, which is a lot. And what do they do, Sally?
I don't know.
They did like 42,000 bottles of water. It was phenomenal. It was pallet after pallet. Everybody was calling, I want to take the 1 ton challenge. Okay. It was really awesome. Really good for them. So they're a little competitive with Dobson Ranch community. So, but yeah, I'm getting all the time, folks, and some more chamber members. Thank you guys so much. People who have said, hey, I want to take the 1 ton challenge. the Leads group is doing their annual competition, and so go Super.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, Jack. My ride's here. Anyway, yeah, it's doing really good, really good. We were worried about the goal, but this year I think people have, like, they want to do something to make a positive impact. And then when they hear about the hydration, I think, okay, that's something that's going to make me feel good that I've done an action of something to make a difference in our community. So it's good. Thanks for letting me share.
There you go.
Thanks. So yeah, it looks like it's kind of trucking along. Appreciate the hard work Melissa puts into getting bottles and bottles and bottles of water come in that goes out to people that need it. So go around a little bit, see if anybody else has anything that they want to throw in. I'll kind of maybe kick off just a little bit the round robin portion of it. As a lot of workplaces are changing a little bit again with not quite lockdown like we saw earlier, but adjustments because of case counts going up. I'm trying to find an email I sent out to staff about some changes we made at the food bank as far as some adjustments as far as social distancing in the office and mask wearing, being a little bit more vigilant, issuing specific equipment to specific employees so we don't have any worries of cross-contamination. We did have our first positive COVID case amongst staff. The employee is recovering nicely, showing few symptoms, and they had a family member contracted as well. We believe they contracted it in another business that they conduct, and so it wasn't here at the food bank. But we've had several interactions with people who've later tested positive, so people worry. I think we've had 3 or 4 negative tests for people that had possible exposure. So, but we are making a few adjustments in our workplace. We issued face masks, both paper and cloth, and hand sanitizer to every employee. We're limiting in-office meetings, those kinds of things. I wanted to throw that out to folks here. What adjustments, we have about 10 minutes, what adjustments are you making in your workplace given that case counts are rising in order to keep people healthy and performing the essential services that all of us provide in our community? Maybe kick it over to Nadia or Ray, or some folks are still working at home, I think, but let me open it up to the floor here.
Sure, I'd love to say a few words. Being with Mesa United Way, Mark was amazing to just set the standards right from the beginning to say, hey, let's go ahead and work from home. And we have been diligently working from home. I'm happy to say we've all been safe, and so I'm in good hands in that sense. I'm really happy with how Mesa United Way has handled it. Anything else?
Anyone else?
Hey, Larry, why don't you give an update on MVRC? You're muted.
I am unmuted now. Can you hear me? Yes, I just wanted to say that I'm from the Arizona Interfaith, and we're not really hands-on with a lot of people like you all are, but what we've been doing is doing everything online, and so even our Interfaith Council meetings are all online, and so that's how we've been handling. But of course, we don't deal with the numbers of people that each of your organizations deals with. So.
Larry?
And we're starting to see a few more veterans each and every day. As a matter of fact, just today we had someone in here who has been out in this lovely 100+ degree weather, now 110+ degree weather. So we were able to get 2 of them placed in hotels. He mentioned that he didn't think we were open, just assumed that we were closed because so many others are. Of course, I think that's the biggest problem that we're running into, is making people aware that we are indeed open and operating Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And we have been for the last several weeks. We're continuing to operate very, very safely. Again, under Mark's leadership, you want to make sure that we were very diligent about maintaining social distancing, masks, hand sanitizer, sterilization, cleaning, etc. So we've done all of those, put all of those measurements in place. Even signage as far as where they can obtain the mask, how to wear the mask properly. So we're doing everything we can while continuing to try to help veterans and assist them in employments and all their needs, especially as the temperatures heat up and continue to increase. We're starting to see more that are in desperate situations to get some relief from this heat.
Hey Larry, did someone from Pivot Bicycles call you about hiring vets?
I have not heard from anyone from a bicycle shop. No.
No, yeah, they are manufacturers. Okay.
I'll buzz you an email.
I just real quick, I posted in the chat box some of the changes that we made just for reference if you guys want to see that. Ray, go ahead.
Ray?
I can tell you, excuse me, I can tell you what we're doing at CAFA. We have a safe house, and I still have staff there that operate at 24 hours a day. We just practice safe distancing and masking, working with our participants really closely, and the staff really works really hard to try to work with them. You know, you're one of those situations where you have to work with people, especially in a crisis mode like this. So it's important that we do that. Our outreach staff works on in office on a off day schedule, and we manage a 24-hour crisis line. So we have to make sure that somebody's always managing that. And lately we've been getting so many calls and so many intakes that it's really been kind of almost overwhelming at times. But again, you know, we've put a lot of procedures in place. We've asked folks to really practice social distancing and make sure they take care of themselves. In this kind of environment, we really focus on staff wellness. So we really make sure that each one of them are taking care of themselves as they're going through this process. If they need to take extra time off, or if they need to get off early at a certain time, let us know. We get them out there because some of the situations that we've been encountering are pretty serious ones. So it's important to really take care of our staff. So we make sure that we do that. But again, it's one of the things that it's taught us. It has taught us to do things very differently, and we have created a new model that we're going to break once this whole thing's over, a new business model that we're going to be doing that I think we're excited about. We've already partnered with a couple of companies with this, and we're hoping that this is something that we can get off going and really do things differently to help people in crisis within their own companies without them having to totally depend on nonprofits, but also they can depend on them internally to be able to handle these kinds of situations, at least to get them help originally. So anyway, those are the things that we're doing.
Anyone else? Any other updates?
Very good. Sally, I think we can call this one a wrap.
We're a couple minutes early. It's always good.
Don't get used to it.